Hello everyone, I'm Batpan, a bat who loves dancing at 3 a.m. This video is part 3 of our series on recreating the interaction system from the game Fierce to Fathom in Unity, but this one's a little bit different from the previous parts. In the last videos, we focused on the specific objects that could be picked up and placed in specific locations, but today, we're flipping the whole thing on its head. But we want to make it universal, so you can pick up any object and place it anywhere. That's exactly what this video is about, a more flexible, scalable interaction system. This idea actually came from our dear friend, Zach AFTG2, who bought the very best for you. He actually said, can we do a universal code for all the object holder that you do in your last video? For example, use a tag like object hold for the object, and for the base, a tag like object hold base. Hope always the best for you. Thank you so much for all the positive energy. Of course we can do it, and this video is actually on that. This video is part of 2 ongoing series here on the channel. One on Unity tips and tricks, and another dedicated to building systems, just like the one in Fierce to Fathom. Also, I recently published my game Fractured Psyche. If you're into retro horror vibes, you can actually check it out. The link's in the description. All the files used in this video, the scripts, audios, and more are available for download on my GitHub, also linked below. With all that being said, let's put on the mask and begin. As I said in the intro, this is the interaction system that is not specific to certain objects and certain places, and it's a universal method for the interaction system like Fierce to Fathom. You can pick up any object and place it on any object that can be put on. One of our dear friends actually said in the comment that I should not make parts about it, and the reason I make it parts is because it actually makes it easier for us to understand, and some parts actually have different subjects. For example, the previous 2 parts were about something specific objects taken and specific objects placed. This part is again an interaction system like Fierce to Fathom, but a different method. It is a universal method. Placing all of them inside one singular video would actually make us confused. Here's a suggestion. You guys can actually tell me in the comment section if it is okay or not. What do you guys think about that? After we're done with the interaction system and pick up and throw method like Fierce to Fathom, which you can actually click on top of the screen right now. We'll get to the link in the description. What do you guys think? After completing all these, we can actually make one singular video, which is a little bit longer maybe, but it actually covers everything that we learned so far about the interaction in Fierce to Fathom. Like we can actually pick up objects, we can place it, we can throw it, or we can drop it, and put all of them in some one singular code, one singular universal interaction system in Unity. If you guys think this is a cool idea, you can tell me in the comment section. Sorry for talking too much. Now we can go ahead and start the video. Unlike the previous video, I'm going to create a new script which is actually kind of universal, and we have places. Again, we have some objects that we can pick up, and like our friend suggested in the comment section, we want to give these 3 certain tags, and we want to give these 3, maybe these 6, even these 3 as well, different tags that we can place these 3 on these objects. To actually make it happen, I'm gonna go ahead and give these 3 similar tags with the same tag. So I'm just gonna go to the tag section, click on this add tag. I'm gonna call it pickable, maybe. Pickable. Do we have a word called pickable? I don't know. I'm just gonna say pickable. It actually sounds a little bit funny, so I'm just gonna use it. So I'm just gonna select all of them by holding shift. So I'm gonna give them the pickable tag. So first of all, again, I'm gonna select this. I'm gonna add another tag, this one for the place. So I'm just gonna say placed on. Again, be careful, the small and the capital version of the letters matter. So I'm gonna select these 6 objects. I'm just gonna give them the tag of placed on. Everything is kind of the same thing, but I'm just kind of combining the thing we said in the pick up and throw and the interaction system from the previous video. It is not actually that hard. I will explain it as simple as I can. So let's go ahead and create a new C# script. If you want to take this script, you can download it with the link in the description. It is actually my GitHub. So I'm just gonna say Fierce to Fathom universal interaction system. The things I'm gonna add up here, first of all, we're gonna be using something called an interaction text. For example, you look at an object, it's gonna say, for example, take the object or place the object. So to actually be able to use a text file in our script, we're just gonna need a reference to it. We're just gonna say using Unity engine.ui, which will actually let us ask for a UI file in our script. Like the previous videos, when we create an interaction system, we actually create a boolean to actually see if we can interact or not. So I'm just gonna say can interact, which is equal to true by default because we can interact. We need a public transform for our help point. I'm gonna show you what this is. Help point is actually our object holder. The thing we put exactly on the same spot as the camera. Will we actually have to move? I'm just gonna put it like a little bit here and a little bit down. This object holder will be set as its parent, and when we put this one at 0, 0, 0, it will be put here, which actually looks like we're holding on to the object. It's actually very easy to actually see it in the upcoming minutes, so no worries. Then we need a private transform. I'm just gonna call it place point, which is completely different from this help point. Place point is this object. For example, when we look at this, we want to place the object on this one. We interact with this and we put the object on here. So we need a reference to this one, and the reference will be actually given inside the script, and because of that I made it private. Then we need another private game object, which is actually our held object. Be careful, held point is different from held object. I made it private because again I'm gonna give it through the script. Our held object could be these three, one of these three could be actually our held object. We interact with it, we put it in our hand, as easy as that. Then we need a reference to our text to say, for example, take the object. I'm going to call it interaction text. Then we want to be able to actually play an audio when we take the object and place it. So I'm just going to get a reference to public audio source. I'm going to call it source. You can name it whatever you want. Then I need two references to two audio clips, taking audio clip and placing audio clip. So take clip, and I'm gonna duplicate it, place clip. And these are all the things we need for this interaction system. We can go ahead, go inside our void update. First of all, like every video of interaction system that I created, we first check if we can interact or not. If we cannot interact, we don't interact obviously. So I'm just gonna say if can interact is equal to true, we go ahead and interact. We're gonna kind of do the same thing as our grab and throw object video, and it is, if you see, we have an held object here, which would actually say if we actually have an object in our hand or not. How to check if we don't have an object in our hand? It is pretty easy. We're just gonna say if held object is equal to null, which actually means we don't have anything in our hand. If we actually don't have anything in our hand, we can actually go ahead and, you know, take some stuff. So I'm just gonna shoot array for an interaction system, which would actually shoot an invisible thing in the direction of the camera and would actually check if we actually hit something. If it actually hits something, for example, with a tag of pickable, we can go ahead and pick it. And for the interaction, we're just gonna say camera.main, the actual camera, viewport array, new vector 3, 0.5f, 0.5f, and 0. Then we need to create a raycast hit. I'm gonna call it hit 1, which is actually the thing we hit. Hit 1 is actually the thing that ray 1 hits. For example, if ray 1 is shot and it hits a cube, then hit 1 is actually equal to that cube. If physics.raycast, we're just gonna give our ray, our out hit, and we're gonna give our distance, the distance that this ray can actually go forward. For example, I'm gonna say 5, so everything in a distance of 5 can be, you know, recognized with our camera with this function. So when we're done, we go ahead inside it, then we check if hit 1, the thing we hit, dot collider, we go to its collider, then we go to its tag, dot compare tag, we actually check if it actually has a tag of pickable. As I said, the capital and the small versions of the letter matter, so be careful. We want to go ahead and pick it up. And how do we pick it up? We say if we press left mouse key, so input dot get mouse button down 0. 0 stands for left mouse and 1 stands for right mouse. So I'm just gonna put it as 0, so left mouse. If we press the left mouse, we go ahead and pick up the object. I want to go ahead and create the pickup function. The held object, which is actually equal to the object in our hand, which was actually null in the beginning because we actually didn't have anything in our hand. We're just gonna say held object equal to hit 1, the thing we hit, dot collider, dot game object. So now we're gonna tell our script that we actually have an object in our hand, and that object is actually the thing we interacted with. Now that the script knows, we're gonna go ahead and actually put the object in our hand. So to actually put the object in our hand, first we need to make its parent equal to the object holder that we created, which is this one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this one the child of the object holder. Then I'm gonna put its transform at 0, 0, 0, and as you see, it is exactly on top of the, you know, object holder. Hope you guys understood it. I tried to, you know, explain it with picture. Now I'm gonna undo everything. So to do that, we're just gonna say held object dot transform dot set parent. There's actually a function in Unity to actually set a parent, and the parent we want to put it on is the held point, which is actually our object holder. Then, as I told you, I'm just gonna put this transform at 0, 0, 0. So how to do that in a script? We're just gonna say held object dot transform dot the local position equal to vector 3 dot 0. Just gonna put it at 0, 0, 0. Held object dot transform dot local rotation equal to quaternion dot identity, and that is exactly how to put it in your hand. We created the pickup function. Now we're gonna go ahead and create the, you know, placing function. A very logical thing is if we want to put anything on top of this, we actually should have it in our hand. Am I right? If we actually want to place it on top of this, we actually should have it in our hand. This one says if we actually don't have it in our hand, then we're just gonna go down. It says if held object or not, we're just gonna say else, which actually means if we actually have an object in our hand, then we can go ahead and shoot another ray, and that ray can actually confirm that we can actually place the object in our hand onto the object or not. We can go ahead and shoot another ray. I'm just going to call this one ray 2, which is equal to new ray, which is equal to camera.main, which is equal to 0.5f, 0.5f, and 0. And raycast hit 2. If physics raycast. Everything is exactly the same, so no worries. I explained everything up here. I'm just kind of doing the same thing. Then we're just gonna say if hit 2 this time, because we actually made it hit 2. Collider.compare tag. It actually has a tag of placed on. Again, the capital and small versions of the letter matter, so be careful with that. If we do that, we can go ahead and place it. So we just say if press the left mouse key, input.get mouse button down, press the left mouse key, we go ahead and place. Placement is actually a little bit harder than the picking it up, but it is actually again simple. I try to explain it as simple as possible. If you remember, we have a place point that we created that we didn't reference anywhere in our script, which is exactly equal to the transform of the object we interact. For example, if we want to put it on this object, then this would be our place point. If we want to place the object on this one, then this would be our place point. And how to put it inside our script, it is actually very easy. We're just gonna say place point equal to the thing we hit 2 dot collider dot transform. As easy as that. So that's how we let the code know that our place point, the thing we want the object to be placed on, is exactly the thing that we look at and place left mouse on. How to put it on here, again I'll show you how to put this one on this. Is actually very easy. I select it, I make this one a child of this, and I put it at 0, 0, and I don't touch the y value. So we're just gonna say held object, the object in our hand right now, dot transform, dot set parent again, which is actually equal to our place point. The reason I took the place point is this, because I want to put its transform on this. I want to set its transform dot local position equal to new vector 3 this time, because I don't want to put it at 0, 0, 0. I want to put it at 0, a y value, and 0. So for the y value, it is kind of this. So I'm just gonna give this value for the y value and that one. And for the rotation, I want to reset it no matter how. So that local rotation equal to quaternion dot identity. So the only difference between this one and that one is this new vector 3. Up here it is actually vector 3.0, and that actually places it. And we have to reset everything right down here, so we can actually repeat it again and again. So held object is no longer in our hand. Then we have to reset our place point as well, so we can actually interact with objects again and again. So we actually created the function. We can go ahead and check it out, and after that we come back and we create the interaction system and the audio. I'm just gonna give my script to my camera, so I'll drag and drop my script onto my camera. So it actually needs an interaction text. This is the interaction text I created in previous videos. It needs an audio source. I can drag and drop my audio source here, or I can drag and drop my object here. We can click on the circle and find the audio source. Then it needs a value for taking object and placing object audio, so I'm just gonna click on this lock, and I'm gonna go ahead and look for it. So for the place, I'm gonna give it the place, and for the take, I'm gonna give it the take. It needs a held point, which is actually our hand, so it is our object holder. So I'm gonna select my camera, and I'm gonna give this object holder to it. I moved my object holder so the object is not blocking our view. We can go ahead and check it out. So we take it, it is in our hand, and we can go ahead and place it here. We can take it, place it here. Or we can, take it, place it here, take it, or, place it anywhere you want. When we look at the object that can be picked up, before pressing the left mouse, we want the interaction text to say, for example, take the object. So we're just gonna say interaction text dot text equal to take. As easy as that. And when we pick up the object, we don't want the interaction text to say anything, so we reset it. And to fix some bugs, when we look at something else other than the thing that can be picked up, we don't want the interaction text to say anything, so we're just gonna say else interaction text dot text equal to empty again. To reset it, if we hit nothing, for example, we look at the sky, we don't want the interaction text to say anything, so again we're just gonna say else interaction text dot text empty. And for the placing is exactly the same. If we look on a place that the object can be placed on, we're just gonna say interaction text dot text place. And when we place it, we don't want interaction text to say anything, so interaction text dot text equal to empty. Copy out of this and paste it again. So if we look at anything other than the object that can be placed on, we go ahead and reset it. And if we look at nothing, we again reset it. And now let's go ahead and create the audio, and then we go ahead and check everything out completely. So for the audio, when we press the left mouse to take the object, we just say source.play one shot. We will actually play the audio clip that we have, take clip. That's it. When we pick it up, we play the take clip, and when we place it, we go ahead and play the place clip. So play one shot, place clip. And that's it. That's how to create an audio for it. It's actually very simple. So right now everything is given. We can go ahead and check it out. We can not see anything because we don't have an object in our hand. If we go ahead and look at this, it says take. We look anywhere else, it says nothing. We take it, it says place. As you see, it is playing an audio. See? Okay. Place it. Take it. Place it. Take it. Place it here. Okay. Place it here. Take this one. Place it here. Anything you want to do. So that's how to create a universal interaction system like First Fathom in Unity. You can take any object you want and place it wherever you want. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much, my friend, for suggesting this video. I hope this video actually helped you. It actually helped me learn some things. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, a like would be amazing. You can subscribe to see more content like this. You can tell me anything you want in the comment section, or you can even suggest some content if you want. I would be very happy to cover it if I can. Hope all the very best for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.